Kanye is somebody I've been thinking about this a lot recently who does not get enough credit. Because I was listening to Big Sean actually give his top 5 rappers of all time, and Kanye and Lil Wayne were both in there. I think he put Jay-Z in his top 5 as well. So his top 5 was Biggie, Lil Wayne, Kanye, Jay-Z, and I don't remember who the 5th was, actually. But it was somebody also like you wouldn't, maybe like a Raekwon or somebody like that.
Okay.
But somebody that you wouldn't argue with as being in your top 5. Kanye like is totally getting missed out on this whole thing of how he basically made Autotune so popular. There are 3 people, in my opinion, who are responsible for how much Autotune is like prevalent in today's music. Those 3 people are T-Pain, Kanye, and Lil Wayne. And for 3 separate reasons. T-Pain obviously started the whole thing. Like when T-Pain started using Autotune in a way to like not just correct his pitch, but to use it for such like a cool effect, that was brand new. Nobody else was doing that. I remember I talked to friends in school about it, and one friend told me that, yeah, he puts this like plastic thing down his throat, and then when he sings and it causes the effect or whatever. And I mean, Autotune was a software that had been around for years, you know, but this is how new it was to be using it in, you know, like to that effect in pop or rap or anything. So T-Pain clearly starts it, but then Kanye and Lil Wayne at the same time, like Lil Wayne was using this effect called flange, like vocal flange. It's also a similar, you know, effect. It's big on radio DJs' voices and stuff like that. But he was trying to sing. Lil Wayne cannot sing, and he was trying to sing in his songs. And flange is what he was using before. If you listen to a song called Prostitute Flange, this is the entire song. He's singing it with this flange effect. This is before Autotune became so big with T-Pain. Then Kanye also wanted to sing. Kanye can't sing, right? He can kind of hold a tune okay, but he cannot sing. But then the 808s and Heartbreak album, he sings basically that entire album, right? And it's good. I mean, like Heartless, man, Heartless, dude. I played that song on repeat for, you know, a year, I think, in high school or whenever that was. So that... and then, okay, I'll just cover quickly. Lil Wayne's influence in it is then taking it to rapping. Like Kanye was also doing it some as well, like with the actual rapping. But Lil Wayne kind of developed this new way to rap with Autotune that just sounded so cool. And a lot of people hated it at the time. I had a friend who was a huge Lil Wayne fan, and I played him the Dedication 3 mixtape, and it was almost all Lil Wayne doing Autotune, and he had a really bad hangover. And he was like, oh my God, you got to turn that shit off. I'm going to throw up. But that was so new at that time. And then now look at all these rappers today. Try to find one of the top 20 rappers today who does not use Autotune in the same way that Lil Wayne basically kind of pioneered it. So those 3 people, to me, are like, you know, hugely influential with the Autotune stuff. And so not only has Kanye put down some of the greatest just rap songs, you know, ever, I think, also College Dropout was such a great album on a whole. But then you add that whole legacy of the way that he ushered in, you know, Autotune and made it this template for people like Drake. Drake is not Drake without Kanye. That's 100%. You can't convince me otherwise of that.
I think looking at Kanye's work, you even have to move back because, like you said, he made great songs. He popularized Autotune in rap. He produced great songs as well.
Yeah.
He was an excellent producer, and I think that his style of producing is also influencing hip-hop and rap to this day, where there's much more symphonic melodies, like strong pianos, but also strong violins, for example. And something that I really appreciate at Kanye is the use of voice or vocal sounds.
And those like soulful samples.
Yeah. The sampling as well. The sampling is also a big thing. But using them as backgrounds, you know, like you used to have rap verses and then choruses being sang. But now you could just, like, we just mentioned Otis. It's a good example of taking a sample, something that's very Kanye, but using it as a background melody. This, it's the O sound basically, which now becomes an instrument instead of a vocal. And I think that's something very Kanye and really impacted hip hop as well.